Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the first episode of the Low Show live. I was about to say right here on Facebook because I was so used to it. But this is my first episode of the Low Show live, and for my first episode, I wanted to make it real intimate, and I wanted to invite two ladies that have shown me a lot of great positive energy and influence. So I'm gonna say the best for last, always, uh, and then I'm gonna introduce the newbie to our platform. Over here we have Miss Tamara, and I'm gonna go ahead and let Miss Tamara introduce herself and tell you about herself.
Well, hello. My name is Tamara Hunter. I am 38 years old and I'm from Anderson, South Carolina. Entrepreneur, and yeah, it's good to be
Hey,
here.
okay, all right, everybody, and as y'all many of you may know, this lady over here, I'm gonna go ahead and let her introduce herself.
Hello, 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 everybody. Some of you and most of you know me as Lady Spice, but my name is Jeanette Littlejohn. I am the mother of Granddaddy Low, and I have two other siblings. No, two other children. A son, Hakeem, and my rest in glory daughter, Jaquana. I'm a grandmother, a Gigi, and more than that, I am a woman.
Hey, shout out to all the women out there uh, in the world leading the way. So, what we're going to jump in today is our topic is relationships. Relationships and how in today's world, everybody, when they get on the topic of relationships, it seems to be a great big war on who has the power in a relationship. When I believe that you should really share the power together, because if you have one that's more so stronger than the other, and the other person doesn't have a voice, then your relationship in its entirety is weak. So our topic today is relationships, and then how I want to start this off is my first question on the topic of relationships is how do you feel about dating? First of all, how do you feel about dating at this point in your life right now?
At this point in my life right now, as far as dating, I can honestly say I have gone through a series of events within the last 2 years. So right now, dating to me, I'm open to it. However, I'm not pressed for it. I'm not looking for it. I'm more focused on just rebuilding myself because I felt like I lost myself, especially after last year. So for a whole year, I was in a place where mentally I was just trying to figure things out all over again. So dating right now for me, like I said, I'm open, but it's not something that I'm just looking for, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Why aren't you looking for it?
Um, it's just personal, internal things that I'm dealing with, and the reason why I'm not looking for it because in the past when I have looked for, relationships, it just didn't quite work out. And what I gathered from that is I needed to do some more internal work. I need to work on me a little more. And now that I'm in a very confident space, I'm in a space I've never been before in my life, and I've fallen deeper in love with myself. And I know that right now I feel as though everything that I need is inside of me.
Mm-hmm.
So the reason why I say I'm open because I do desire companionship. I know that I'm a great woman on purpose, in purpose. So I know there can't be anything but greatness that comes from a relationship, when I do join forces with someone. Um, and I don't know. I was gonna say I just know my person. He's a little more. powerful than me. And I know it's gonna be an iron sharpening iron type situation. And yeah, I'm open to it, but I'm not looking for it. However, I do desire it. So that's my status, mindset.
All right. All right, Mom. What is your how to ask a question? How do you feel about dating at this point in your life?
At the age of 55 and my life experiences from always giving myself to everyone else and putting others before myself because of my life circumstances, I feel like at this point of life that I'm not ready for a relationship with a significant other because I'm trying to build my relationship with myself and introduce myself to something that nobody else can bring me. That's a certain type of joy that can restore me. And so I feel like if I would allow myself to be with someone at this point of my life, I would be doing them a disservice because I'm looking for my own stability. And in a relationship, two people have to become stabilized. And I'm not willing to do that right now because I'm being selfish about me right now. And so I want to wine and dine and treat myself. So whenever I do on my path, I'm not looking for nothing because whatever's created for me is going to find me in the appointed time. So that's the way that I move. When I enter a room, when I'm out doing me. So, but whenever my time is to come for a great friend to meet me, that I won't make the same mistakes and choices that I made in relationships before. It'll be a fresh mental start for both of us.
All right, all right. Well, for me personally, how I feel about relationships, I really would love to have a relationship, but I have high standards as a man who is 35 now. My standards are not the regular man's standards at all. I can sit back and comfortably say I am a lot more spiritually and mentally elevated than men that are twice my age. You know what I'm saying? I have a lot of understanding and a lot of knowing that when a woman walks in my life, I want a woman who's confident in herself because I take the voice of a woman very seriously. I take the role of a woman very seriously. As being a young man who was raised by a single mother, I know that a woman's voice really holds value. And so there's a certain way that you need to talk to me. There's a certain way that your voice is going to stimulate and motivate me. And I feel like a lot of the women that I have run into don't really know themselves. And the fact that I can let them know that their voice is powerful, but it seems like as much as I try to let them know that, and even in the areas sometimes where I am not the most powerful person in the situation, and I sometimes do dip in my frustration, that it's okay for you to remain calm because that will ultimately bring me back to center. So, um, with that being said, I want to get on the topic of what are your boundaries and what are your expectations in a relationship.
When it comes to boundaries, I can relate when you say pretty much a person needs to be confident within themselves. Like in my past situations, I've ran into, I can see their potential, but they can't. So I'm too busy trying to get them to see themselves in a greater light. And I found that that was taken away from me, and being that I do know strong willed, strong minded, confident men, um, I I don't want to say I can't be anybody's doctor when it comes to helping them, but it does take away from my mental peace when I'm too busy trying to keep, reassuring you that you are greatness, you operate in that, you walk in that, you speak in that, don't doubt yourself. So, give me a question again.
So,
I
what
want
are
to make sure
your
I'm hitting all the points.
what are your expectations and your boundaries?
So when it comes to expectations, I need for my partner to be confident and strong and be willing to pour into me. I don't want to be pouring into someone all the time that, when we wake up, okay, is it going to be, happiness or frustration? Like, I want to know it's going to be peace and positivity and power in this house. So, I have boundaries. My boundaries, again, would pretty much reflect back to if I'm over giving myself, if I'm over exerting and filling your cup up, but I'm not receiving anything in return, or if I'm receiving little, then I can't do it. I'm gonna have to clock out. So boundaries for me is I need confidence, I need stability, I need, a clear direction, because I don't know everything and I need some guidance. I want to be led, and submission is nothing for me. It's easy for me because again I don't know everything, and in my mind, in my experience, men are very, very powerful, and we need y'all, so I need my man to kind of reflect that.
Gotcha. All right, so what are your expectations on a relationship, and what are your boundaries? Healthy and negative boundaries.
My expectation in a relationship is, first, I gotta know who I am coming into the relationship, and the person that I come into a relationship with, we gotta be straight cut day one. And what do you require out of a woman? And then I respond to what I require out of a man. And then what do we require in a relationship? So once we interact to talk about what we require, then I'm gonna know if I'm gonna need to connect with that person, or are you the person that I need to connect with to build with emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually. And off day one, the first conversation, that's where people mess up. You get this in your heart, like, I just, ooh. After talking with them a couple of minutes, you just know, like, nah, that ain't gonna be the fit for me. Now, hey, I see you in, you out, but that ain't gonna be the fit. So I had to learn that over a process of years developing and growing into my womanhood. And so what are the boundaries that I will not accept in a relationship is you mentally trying to destroy me, because the mind controls the body. So whatever you sow into my mind takes part into my spirit and my soul. And then I'm not going to be no good to myself. So a person, I've been through abuse before, and not physical abuse, but I'd rather to be beat than to be mentally abused. So when it comes to a relationship, we can't go in no mental warfare with each other. You gonna be my peace, and I'm gonna be your peace. And if we can't be each other peace, we need to separate, get out of it, and recycle back if it's meant to be. But a big boundary breaker for me in a relationship is, don't come over here messing with my mind. Cause if you mentally respect me, then guess what? Your actions towards me gonna line up. You gonna shield and protect me. You gonna care for me and love for me like no other. And I've had a saying, love me like you love your friend. Cause most people tend to be so in love with their friends, but they don't even love a partner. So don't be my partner, be my friend.
That's it.
So we can get something popping. So that's my intake.
Okay, I definitely respect that. Now with me, and this is what I kind of want feedback now. My boundaries are I always want to be respected. When I'm saying something, I and this is I give these things because this is what I want to receive. So when I come into any type of relationship, whether it's friends or whatever, I'm going to treat you first how I want to be treated. So you should literally take how I treat you, respect you, give you openness, give you the trust, the truth, and I'm transparent and honest. I expect for the same thing to happen. Now, only when I start dealing with people and then I see what you want, first I'm going to communicate it. So respect my voice because I'm going to let you know what affects me first so that you don't have to guess. So therefore, we don't waste no time continuing on being wrong. So when I communicate to you what's wrong, take and respect what I'm telling you is wrong, and then find it in yourself to say, hey, I am making this person who I care about feel a certain type of way, and then start to chip away and make it better. I'm not going to say change because people get triggered when you say the word change. So I'm like make it better.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's the type of person I am. I feel like we need to listen to each other and give each other the opportunity to grow because you don't walk into a situation knowing everything. You don't know the person that you're dealing with. You don't know their past. You don't know their pains, their traumas. So you have to give them your voice, your perspectives, and then when they can say, hey, okay, I care for this person, that's when you take it and you grow yourself. Now, how y'all feel about that?
I mean, it's pretty valid.
Right.
To me, that's not too much to ask. You know,
Right.
good boundaries.
Yeah. How you feel about that?
I feel that was well said because people should respect your feelings as much as they want to be respected and compliment you, not just verbally compliment, but compliment you in every form, mentally, emotionally. Just compliment you as you compliment them. So respect is A1 with me.
So, I appreciate that. My expectations are high. I feel like we should. I'm not the person. I understand this is that I've come to understand. Sometimes you fall in love with the potential that a person has, and you're not accepting them for where they are. As I've been coming to as I the more I've been studying, they tell us that's a problem within us because falling in love with the potential that a person has, you never allow yourself to appreciate and really accept where they are. So there's a lot of things that you are projecting internally onto them, your expectations, and you shouldn't do that to a person. But I feel is you let a person know where you feel like their potentials do lie and tell them, hey, I accept you where you are, but I want to exist in a relationship to where we meet each other where we are and we appreciate it, but we're constantly trying to grow. We're constantly trying to achieve more. I want to know you better. I want to know you better. I want you to know me better. I want you to take my past, my present, and then let's mesh both of our past and presents together and grow. And I don't feel like when I am in a relationship with a person who doesn't understand that I literally like to lead because I know that my leadership is coming from a loving place. As long as we're stepping and moving in how I am wanting to move, it's always going to be equal. I never want my voice to be heard over anybody else. I want to be an equal. I can literally take what you say as a woman and then put that into a big old mixing pot and then create a whole new potion from that. So those are my expectations. I always seek to understand each other better and to always grow. Where we are today is not where we will be tomorrow, the next day, and the next day. And we should never become comfortable with being stagnant because that's just my expectations. And sometimes I understand like I'm just so this that I'm not allowing myself to appreciate where the person is in front of me, how they are showing up for me, or vice versa.
I just like to chime in right there. When you speak about your high standards, I don't view it as having high standards. I view it as having quality about yourself. I want a person of quality, not quantity. I can go out and find a whole bunch of males and females everywhere. I mean, the door is open. But when it comes to quality, there's not a lot of quality people out here mentally, emotionally. There's not, because you looking for, most people looking for that Vixen or that Fashion Nova, or looking for this Boaz built, like, you know what I'm saying? And so you lower your standards for stuff that's not quality. When you go up, one thing you taught me, and it's just simple, eating. Years ago when you came home from the military and stuff, you was big on, into vegan. Mama, you need to add more vegetables and don't put all this grease, mama. And mama this and mama that. I had to sit back behind the scene and say, when you was eating salmon, I'm over here looking for the chicken, where the skin's at. You taught me through that of your healthy eating lifestyle and making that change to stop going in the grocery store looking for quantity instead of quality. Quality costs a little bit more. So when I go in the store now, that top line meat might be more expensive, but guess what? It came from a quality field. It wasn't raised and given all these steroids and all this. So quality comes with a higher requirement. It's more expensive. So you a quality type man. So just can't anybody, you will frustrate an unquality woman. So when you a man or a woman of quality, they'll say, oh, you think you all that. You act like you higher than the, you think you better than the. No, I just know my worth and my value. So your value to have you got to come up in your quality. You got to view life on a higher level. You can't just go in there and buy the pork chops. We're going over here to the salmons. Salmon $27 and pork chops $8.50. But guess which one gonna kill you the best? The fastest is that pork chop. And so that's what your standard is quality.
And I wanted to chime in as well. When you were speaking about, being a leader, and for me, I am a quality woman with, I could say high expectations.
Yeah.
But I am a leader, just natural born leader. And my fear has always been, okay, I know I'm gonna hold the fort down. We ain't finna walk in the house and the lights, or wake up and the lights gonna be off. It's gonna always be food in the refrigerator. I'm always gonna provide. So the man has to be able to do that and so much more. I mean, I know life can life, but at the same time, like, I don't make excuses. I make stuff happen. And I have experienced in the past a lot of men who, well, I can't say a lot because it ain't been a lot, but the men I have experienced, there's been a lack of that leadership, that, that independence. Be confident in yourself. So, as a leader, a woman who's a leader, I don't like to say I'm dominant, but I mean, I handle my life. I take care of everything. Life throws things at me often. And even now, here recently, I realized I don't even play in emotions too much. I'm almost not willing to believe in emotions anymore, because what is that? An excuse to be stuck somewhere you shouldn't be. So for me, just like recently, I had a friend girl who I told something private and personal, and she told one of her friends who was a mutual, but I didn't know them that well. However, they were able to tell me my business from, I know she's the only person I told. So yeah. I'm just like, to me, we're too grown to do that. Like, at some point, when are you going to realize the importance of confidentiality and just be quiet? Sometimes a person just needs a shoulder. So in that moment, both of them were frustrated and wanted to rage and yell and be upset. And I just kind of watched them do that, and I let them know, hey, I'm not mad at anyone. They kept saying, you're mad. I'm not mad at anyone. I'm just letting you know what it is and what it ain't. Mm-hmm. So there is no middle area with me, and I don't know if that's 100% a good thing or not, but I'm all or nothing.
It works for you.
Yes. But again, I'm only giving or stating what I expect. So of course, if I say don't do this or don't, you know what I'm saying, do it, I'm gonna be that person too. Like, I'm not gonna make you do anything that I'm not willing to do. Right. And I find a lot of people don't understand the importance of, again, to me, there's a lack of something within, because if you were confident and solid within, we wouldn't even go through things like that. But also, those emotions that they tried to project, that wasn't for me, and I just had to let them know, yo, that's not my business, and it's not my problem. So I won't take that on. However, I did learn from this, and I won't let this happen to me again. This goes back to protecting myself and my peace.
Right.
See now, Bob, I'm going to go off what you just said. I believe that when you do meet a new person, you got to be able to have those uncomfortable conversations and talk to each other about your expectations and say, like, hey, I've been hurt here in my past. A lot of people take you saying those things like you're projecting it over to them. It's like, no, I've made myself vulnerable in these ways, and I learned a lesson from it. Mm-hmm. Because they said nothing is ever a loss, it should be a lesson.
That's right.
So people take all the past relationships and, oh, you lost this person. No, I learned from this person.
And elevated.
Yeah, I learned from my past how I put myself out there, and I didn't look out for myself. So now this person you got is very mature, and I've learned so many lessons that now I can take what I've learned, and I have wisdom enough now to apply the knowledge that I've learned from all those past situations. So how dare me allow for myself to be hurt by you the same way that I got hurt by that person, and that person, because I didn't speak up for myself.
Amen.
So now what you're dealing with is a more intellectually, emotionally intelligent man who can say, hey, I know how my feelings can affect you, but do you know how you're affecting me right now? I'm letting you know you are affecting me in this type of way right now, and I don't like it. And it's up for you as a woman to take accountability for me telling you, hey, what you've done, I don't like it. Understand, I'm not targeting you. I'm giving you the opportunity to know where we stand so that we can grow.
Exactly.
Right.
It's not a target. It's an area that it's transparency. And I lose a lot of women because I am ultra transparent. I was raised by this woman. When she feel a certain type of way, she gonna tell you. I've learned to understand that a lot of things I haven't communicated, and a lot of tone policing and that goes on because my tone starts to get out of line, and then I become frustrated. So I've more so learned how to calm myself down. But when I calm myself and I still communicate to you directly what a problem is, where it can be better, how we're gonna better it in the future, I just literally gave you a whole mature ass formula. So for you to go against the grain right now makes no sense.
It says a lot.
Let me chime in right.
Hold on, I got it.
Okay.
Based off what you were saying too.
Okay.
And when you were saying you walk into the grocery store, quality costs more, but you're gonna understand that your quantity ain't gonna be where it's at. But what you need to understand is via that quality, You don't need to eat this whole thing at one time.
Right.
You're not supposed to. Okay, you can take this $50 and you can buy a whole pack of Tyson patties, or you can bring this $50 and you can get your one filet mignon. So you can take this this one nice size filet mignon. You can cut it. You gotta understand, it's not meant for you to eat the whole thing at one time. Cut it in half. But you gotta put some other supplements with it. You gotta. Right. It's not just a big old meat and then a potato. No, you got a great quality meat. You got your potatoes, which is going to replenish your body in a different type of way, and then you have your vegetables that's going to replenish. So what I'm saying is, you meet a great person. Some people just focus on that person and not the other qualities that they're bringing to the table. When you are confident in yourself and you are and have become high quality, it's not just this one thing. It's not just my sex. It's not just the way that I treat you. No, it's my sex. It's the way that I treat you. It's the way that I respect you. It's the way I don't let anybody else disrespect you. Right. It's the way I stop the world to allow us to melt together. It's the way that I'm able to listen to you at times, and vice versa. And we give it to each other. So when you are quality, it takes a lot. It takes a lot more of you to keep that quality on the table, and you got to bring something different. Right. Because the other people that you may have dealt with ain't the same quality as a person that you're dealing with right now. So you got to understand that, yes, the price to have this quality is now different. So that what you used to spend, that same $50 ain't hitting the same. You know what I'm saying? This ain't Wade's. This is Roof Chris. This is City Range Steakhouse. Yeah. This is be all right. You know what I'm saying? This is veal and filet mignon. This ain't no ribeye. This ain't no skirt steak from Walmart. You know what I'm saying? It ain't a lot of fat that's going on. You ain't gotta sit here and chew this up for days. Mm-hmm. Nah, you get it in, chew it up, and it's going right where it's supposed to. So that's my take on that. Yeah. And I just want to touch a little bit on what Tam was speaking on about having a situation with her friend girl about not speaking what was shared in private. Mm-hmm. Many times, us as people, we tend to lean on shoulders that's not meant to hold us. And one thing that I learned over the years from my spiritual mothers that's older than me, and that I learned through the process of life, everybody ain't your safe place. Mm-hmm. So just because that's your buddy and your home and your friends, like what was said to me is, I can't carry everything I gotta say to one person. Maybe Aquan can handle this, but I ain't gonna tell him the other stuff because he ain't no safe place on this point. So I gotta go to town. So you gotta know where you speaking at. And so in the midst of a relationship, I should be able to lean on your shoulder and you lean on mine. We should be able to carry each other and be able to adjust in the relationship. And so you got to be my safe place, and I got to be your safe place. And even in the midst of our pain and our fickleness, we're adjusting. When you come into a relationship, one coming in like this, one might be like this, y'all might be just a tad, but you're trying to adjust and bleed and mend together. And that causes with friction. It's friction when you're trying to work something together. So knowing your safe place and knowing that it's a process to build a healthy relationship.
Right. Thank you for that, because that's facts.
Right. Yeah. All right. So, all right, to move the conversation along, what we're going into next is the war on perspectives. We see this all the time on social media. It's like a big old thing. And sometimes I try not to get into it. I make posts sometimes and then I just delete them because it's like, sometimes you can understand when you start attracting the less experienced people, younger crowds, and they don't know what they be talking about. And I'm just like, bro, nah, huh?
Some of them.
Some of it's like a lot of them don't know what they talking about
Right,
because
right.
they haven't lived long enough to have the experience.
Right.
I'm not saying that all of them haven't, but I'm 35. I'm still young. I still got a lot to learn, a
Yeah.
lot to grow from. You know what I'm saying? They say you really ain't living until you get in your 30s. You know what I'm
Can I
saying?
say something though? When you say you started to attract those who are, not experienced, to me, you trigger people where they need to be healed, where they need to be fixed. So
Right.
yeah, they're going to be quick to defend themselves in ways that keeps them stuck.
Mhm.
And it reminded me of the situation with my friend girl. To me, they were triggered because you need to fix something here. You need to work on yourself because you just put me out there like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So when you attract those sort of people, it's simply because they know they need to do some fixing. Or
Right.
the responses that you would get, and you like, come on now.
Mhm.
Because they need to heal. They need to grow.
Right.
So you do need to say what you have to say. To me, I wouldn't pull back.
Right. Well, that's great. What you think?
I feel like we all got a voice, and my voice don't sound like your voice, and your voice don't sound like my voice. But I feel like sometimes people speak too much. If I can't change it, I ain't talking on it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so I don't care what's going on from the White House to the Hell House. If things that can affect my life,
Mm-hmm.
then I'm gonna deal with it as it come upon my life. Like my granddaddy used to say. Like my granddaddy used to say, if it ain't broke, girl, why you trying to fix that car? You gotta let something break down so you know what the issue is to fix it. And that's a lot how relationships work. They break down instead of going to war and hollering and screaming and fussing and blocking and deleting and going crazy, knowing when things settle itself, you're gonna go right back to the same person. And where if you just take a minute, deal with your trigger, separate yourself. What is it about that person? What is it about that person that triggered me? What is it about what was said? How did they move? Sometimes people are not even just triggered by the verbal. They triggered by, why did you move like that? That triggered me right there when you did that right there. And that's why communication is the best key. So my perspective is sometimes you just gotta shut up. Be quiet, be still. Don't think you gotta put your input on everything. If it's affecting and impacting my life and it's valuable enough for me to speak on, then I'm gonna speak on it.
Yes, I understand that.
But some stuff, if you think I'm a fool because I ain't said nothing, because you wanted to get a response and a reaction out of me, baby, you the fool, because my silence speak louder than my words.
Mm-hmm.
So
I definitely agree with that. Yeah, as a man, sometimes I'm understanding. Sometimes it ain't even about what you say or how you can show up. Sometimes you gotta sit back and be quiet and not show up because the absence of your presence sometimes is way more stronger than you actually being on scene or actually saying something. And so that's why I get into this war on perspectives. And this is I'm gonna jump off the bat and say, why do men feel like they shouldn't express themselves to that woman? I had seen a post from my guy David Thrower, aka DJ Chuck T. He was just like he was telling men, don't even open yourself up to talk to your woman. The best person you can talk to is God, because when you open your emotions, women these I can't say women. I have experienced, and a lot of men are experiencing. That's what I should say. A lot of men are experiencing when they open themselves up, women don't know how to take us. They take us expressing ourselves as a sign of weakness when it's really transparency. It's really strength. I tell people I'm strong because I'm vulnerable, and I'm vulnerable because I'm strong.
That's right.
I know my weaknesses. My weaknesses are really my strengths because as soon as you think I'm weak, I already know myself good enough. I already know how to counteract whatever you think that you thought you was gonna do. But when you open yourself up to your woman, the person that you are really laying your life down for, why is it that a lot of women are failing when it comes to when a man opens themselves up not to feel comfortable?
Children.
I love how you
So
said
you're
that.
not
I've
single
never heard
when
that
you're
before.
single. Oh yes, I learned that
I
young
love
from my
how you said
spiritual
that.
moms. Them.
All right, hello, hello.
Okay, back to where I was ending up off. We was touching base where Logan said that he preferred not to have a woman with children, but he would stay connected to the women that's been become
That
in
I have
that you
never.
have already had a relationship with. And then I was speaking on me being a single mother with 3 children, what my process was of trying to build a relationship with somebody is from 18 all the way up until 55 now. Cause I'm a mama Gigi now with my daughter's children. And so I get it now after hearing him speak. The light bulb finally went off in my head to where people, you have some people out here that's built to come into a family that's already set because they have experienced having a family and children of their own. Then you have some men that can come in a family and never had children, but just such an old soul and family oriented with his family and being that type of uncle, that's being that type of big bro that I had to take care of. So I may not have physical children, but I have a whole lot of kids that I've been nurturing and caring for. So that's why with my children, I had men to try to come in my pathway, and I was that rigid woman. Nah, wait a minute. No, don't say. Even my last relationship was my ex-husband 23 years ago this year, and I never even I never seen him as a leader because he didn't show me himself as being a leader. So I couldn't follow after you because a lot of things you was doing, I didn't want me to be or my children. But I loved you, but my love for you ain't stronger. My love for you is not more powerful enough than my love for my children and what I gotta do and what they can't see. They can't see me allowing a man to degrade and downgrade me in front of them. Then them think it's okay when they grow up to be that or to become that, or my daughter think it's, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I had to emotionally protect him to where you're not going to see mommy do it and you're not going to allow me to see me do it with somebody. So when you grow up, that's how I always thought. When you grow up, you ain't going to blame me for your issues. Now, you can blame me for the triggers of not having your daddy in the house and not having a man in your life. I can't control it, but I understand. But you're not going to blame me for your actions, what you went through in relationships or this and that, because you didn't see your mama play out none of them roles. You understood? So the last man before my ex-husband, it was a man that really, really adorned me and that loved me and that was active in my children's life, Brother Julian. Was active, that trained them up, that taught me, even on my motherhood, how to become better. And we just wasn't we didn't work out with each other go forward, but he was a great prime example. And I hear men used to say, man, your kids grown now, because they was 14, 15, 16. They grown now. You thinking about your kids? No, they ain't grown. These are teenagers. You want me to lay up over here with you and forget that I got a responsibility and an obligation is my children. So now I get it as being an adult at 55 and have to be a mama Gigi. And I think Corner passed when I was 40. She passed when I was 49. Yeah, 49. Yeah, to exact. No, probably 48. She passed when I was 48, so I became a mom Gigi. So now I'm saying there's a certain requirement and a certain type of man. If I choose to bring somebody in my life, he gotta be to me even before I introduce him to the children. Sometimes we expose our significant other to our children prematurely before they've earned that. You gotta earn, and we gotta build and be something before I let you come over here and touch my tangibles.
I remember when you first told me that, I was like, man, that's crazy because you want a person to fall for you, and then what if they meet your kids and it's like, yeah, I don't even really rock with your kids after that. But I understand now when you really gotta work and date without your children because that gives you time to work with each other and gain a respect for each other, right? So that when they do come around your children, it's like, hey, I respect this person. I know that they have great perspectives. We have done the work ourselves. So if my children are step out of line, I feel like now a woman is understanding like, no, this man means this to me, so you gonna respect him. So now I can more so respect that dating and keeping your children out of it until you have that trust. You have worked out certain types of issues and things when it comes to your kids because I don't know, and stuff can be very disrespectful with people until you work it out. And then I don't think your kids need to see that disrespect. They need to see, as important as it is for children to see a man respect their mom, children need to see the right woman loving and respecting their father.
Right.
Like, especially, like, just for me, like, I can't be having no more women just coming in and they ain't showing me the respect and love and nourishment that I deserve. Because my kids love, respect, and they nourish me. When I'm crying, I allow myself to be vulnerable with my children because they are girls, and I don't want them ever growing up to think that men don't have feelings and how to respect and cater and nourish a man's feelings when he's down and he's low. Because the only thing I really want to get to is get to back out here being strong and to provide and to protect and to be more of a leader. So that's a form of me leading, understanding that men are more than just a tool. They are more than just what they can give you or bring you. We are well-rounded, and a lot of people don't show that. A lot of men aren't even comfortable with showing that shit because they feel like they need to be strong all the time. When actually opening yourself up to be vulnerable is a form of strength.
And I was just gonna say, I wish more women would understand their role. I mean, I'm very spiritual, and I've always referenced my grandfather because he was the entrepreneur. You know, he owned a property, he had a lot of assets and things, and he could not read. However, my granny, she stayed around for a long while. I think we lost her in 2012. But when she left, I remember her coming to me one night and she told me, Tamara, women are nurturers. They're loving and they're kind. So that's when I began to realize there was a imbalance when it came to women knowing truly who they are and what they should represent in a relationship in the household. And I wish more women would study feminine women.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So that we won't cross those boundaries when it comes to, who the man is. He may be the one that has to discipline. And if like my uncle and aunt, well, uncle say, if he get to cracking the whip, however he see fit, auntie, she was just always humble and quiet. She didn't never overstep. You know what I'm saying? But for me, I was raised by a single mom, and mom, I love you. But she was angry. So it was very aggressive and violent and just, and so for me, I knew I didn't want to be that woman, but I was kind of projecting it in my marriage a little bit. So I had some things to learn from too. I grew a lot from that. My relationship with my ex-husband as well. But again, it makes me think about when you were saying, you hear a good man say what they don't want. So in my mind, I'm just like, even though I did all that work, this is me talking to Most High, I did all that work, healed myself, fixed myself, and I still ain't good enough. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, I wish we just know the importance of maintaining who we are and staying within our role. And I feel like everything just will work itself out. Don't overthink it, but women has to be women. It just as simple as that, and we have to be builders. Mm-hmm. As far as, nurturing, softly building, not trying to, put on no overalls and go get hammers and stuff. Like, just relax,
Yeah.
That makes sense.
That's why and then since then I made that statement. Like, I don't want to romantically get involved, but I see a lot of areas where I can be useful to women who do have children. If we can understand, like, if you like me, I like you. If we dating or something, like, we don't have to be sexually involved because I don't want to get stuff confused. But if we can keep a strong friendship, like, it takes a village to raise kids. And when you don't have a strong man in your life as your romantic lover, it is healthy. That's why having uncles, like, you know what I'm saying? If we would have had uncles that would have said, hey, these kids' fathers ain't in their life, bro. Let me go grab my nephews. I don't care let me go grab my nephews. I go do it. You know what I'm saying? I can't be there all the time, and I like for them to be known, but I'm still there. You know what I'm saying? If she ever call me and be like, yeah, okay, yeah, I'm pulling up, and know it's destruction. You know what I'm saying? As soon as I pull up, because she told me, she calling me for a reason. And it's okay, because that's why I thrive at. And fucking shit up for the better. So, it's healthy to have those male role models who you can trust. And hey, he ain't coming no sexual energy, but he been around my kids. You know what I'm saying? They daddies and they stuff ain't here, so he can talk to them and discipline them, and it's healthy. Sometimes even single fathers can have a relationship with a woman and saying like, hey, it's certain stuff that, I'm just not good on. If we friends, then come around. Even if you got kids, bring your kids, come over here and bring some of that feminine energy to the table. And they can see us respecting each other. We ain't gotta be lovers and stuff like that. That's why you gotta get back to, we overly sexualize every damn thing. Every time a man dealing with a woman or a woman dealing with a man, we gotta be, bro, is this my person? Is it, are we dating? Or are we gonna have sex? Or are we gonna do, no, can we just be?
Chill, God damn.
Let's just learn from each other. Let's just pick each other's brains. You got these kids over here, they daddy ain't worth a damn. I got these kids over here, I'm all the dams to my kids. Bring your kids over here, let me show them what a man who give a damn look like.
That's right.
And if your son's acting up, I'm going to tap their ass and I'm going to tell them how to respect their mama. Right. All their daughters too, because daughters need the same discipline that boys get. It's no more separation these days. Right. People want to break everything. Oh, treat the girl soft, man. Damn it.
They going to get their butt.
They need to understand the same. Discipline is universal. And there's no separation in it. So when you have generations of children who understand girls get disciplined just like the boys. It ain't overly doing nothing, but still, if they down here in the dirt scrubbing their face, you're going to be doing the same thing. I don't care that you are a woman. You're going to be a strong woman. And when you tear the kids down the same and build them up the same, they are now equal. They know how to, and now they have gone through the same discipline structure. So they know what it's supposed to take, and they know on both ends. No, we supposed to work together. Yo, you falling short, that mean we both falling short. We were supposed to work as a team. Or maybe you messing up in this sense and you ain't bringing this. So now we know how to. We've been disciplined together as children, and that wasn't separate. And we was loved as children. So the discipline, the love, the accountability is the same on all levels. And a lot of people escape the young girls taking that accountability because you want to baby them up. Oh, this is a girl. She needs to be soft and not. It's just a lot of unlearning that we really got to understand and work together. And then that's why I get into this last segment of this is how can we as one. How can we work as one to stay together and grow together? Because a lot of people, relationships aren't meant to be easy out of the box. A lot of people in this microwave ass generation think that we supposed to meet each other and we just supposed to be good off the bat. We supposed to work together. We don't even know each other. We wasn't friends. You know what I'm saying? We didn't even. A lot of these relationships, you don't like dating websites. You meet a person. You meet a person. You put what they portray, but you don't know their dirty draws. Only until you know a person's dirty draws do you actually know them and say, can you handle it? But we are in such of a rush for love and for this to be the relationship that we ain't being friends with each other no more. Not enough to learn, like, hey, I can help you here, or hey, I can help you here. It's not like, nah, it's always love and affection. So, how can we, as men and women, understand that at the sign of a red flag, that doesn't mean flee. If you can say, hey, I choose to love this person, yo, I chose to love this person. I've now given myself to them. You know what I'm saying? I've created a soul tie. This is the person that I chose. Let me not run, let us work it out. And I don't think a lot of people understand how to work it out because they haven't seen real men and women relationships work themselves out. We always see the arguments. We've always seen the downside. Daddy wasn't there. Oh, mama wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? Mama was hurt all the time because daddy wasn't there. So a part of me is growing up. I hated men. I ain't gonna hold you. I can see and have this conversation with y'all easier. It put me around some men. I'm like, bro, I'm ready to slap one of these niggas at any given moment because I know they're gonna do something stupid. If you ever try me, it's over with. So I'm a man who don't even respect other men to that capacity. And I ain't gonna get it to you for real until you show me otherwise. And then still in the back of my mind, I still ain't trusting you. So me as a grown man, that independent woman stuff has bled over to me as a grown person. And I can say it with all actuality, like, bro, I really don't even really rock with dudes like that. That's the crazy part. And I'm a grown ass man myself. And that's the thing. I've had to understand I ain't even really rocking with myself for real. To understand why I really need to grow myself as a man until the last like few years, uncovering a lot of these things. So back to what I was saying, working together, understanding how we shouldn't take red flags and flee, understanding that everything is a growing process, but also understanding sometimes to grow you gotta burn shit down because the structure that was once sitting on that land, the land is good. The structure and the plants are now gone. You got to kill that. You got to burn it away. Let the useless stuff wash away. Let it burn away. Get it out the way, and then take the same land. Our hearts, our minds, our bodies are the actual land, but we got to take the structure that was once off of it, get it away, and now start to rebuild. So how can we ourselves come together and say, hey, I'm broken, you broken. It's like Kendrick Lamar's song. God, I'm fucked up and you fucked up, but if God got us, then we gonna be all right. How can we be vulnerable to say, yo, I got some scars on me, I got some things in my past. I'm not gonna hold them to you because it's not you. So a lot of things that I got, I should be able to put them out there, and I chose you. Are you willing to work with me? Can we work? Will we work with each other when times are hard and stop leaving? Because everybody really want to hit the eject button so much. And we are never going to have those 40, 50 plus year relationships because everybody want to hit the eject so fast. And it's really, I think, because of social media, 30 seconds, right? You've been in a relationship. People think a year is enough time for you to really figure a person out. Oh, I gave you so many ample amount of time, like a year? A year? Excuse me? Literally, a year, literally from me meeting you to dating you within that first year. Not me knowing you for years and now we've only dated a year. No. Us from saying hello. We said hello on April 2nd. We started dating. By time, yeah, we started dating April the 5th. And goddamn, shoot, we done went through so much in the first year because we don't even know each other. Now it's April the 2nd again and you think everything that I am has shown itself. We ain't had no time to grow, no time to do nothing. So I think social media has drowned our attention span out. The understanding that people always don't. Enough people don't show you the work that needs to be put in. So how can people get into understanding it takes work? A year ain't enough time. A person and you ain't seeing a person enough in a year. You ain't learned enough. You still ain't even being real with yourself. You know what I'm saying? You ain't even giving yourself enough time to say, damn, this person really loved me. I need to change some shit in me before I lose them. And then another person, you just so quick to walk away that you don't even give a person enough time to tell you where you going wrong and stuff like that in order for it to change before you just up and out of there. So what y'all think?
I feel like yes. For one, I'm stuck on how you was like getting to know you for years and then dating for a year. I literally feel like a year goes by so fast.
Right.
Y'all see how this time is flying. So honestly, I would eliminate time and just kind of lean into the experience of the person. I still feel as though women need to um, really study because we have been programmed to think and feel and flow a certain kind of way when it comes to a black woman. So really study wholesome women. And you made me realize I got women issues. That's why I was like, so recently I have a vision board and I have a prayer book. On my vision board and my prayer book, I ask God for women who are the woman that I desire to be. I need them in my life. Like I got male mentors galore because I did that for myself because I didn't have a father. I had my uncles, my Uncle Roy on my mom's side, my Uncle Roy on my daddy's side. Both of them married. Both of my aunts are amazing. And I thought about when we were talking a while ago how Uncle Roy on my mama's side, that's the one who primarily had his hands on us. Uncle Roy on my daddy's side, he was most successful, most wealthiest, but he didn't quite have that much time for me because I'm the only one. But one day I asked Aunt Barbara if my cousin could come spend the night with me, and she said no. This is my first lesson because I didn't have a two-parent household. And then I went and asked Uncle Roy because I didn't like her answer. And he said yes. So Mama came and she picked me and my cousin and took it home. When I guess Uncle and Aunt talked and found out the no had taken place and I backdoored, knock. And when I saw, believe it or not, as a child, when I saw that, I realized in that moment I wanted that. Because I honestly didn't realize I had done something wrong. But Uncle sat me down. If Aunt say no, that's no across the board. You don't come to me.
Yeah.
So I got disciplined by my uncle for the first time because I always, wanted to be the one to do right. So women, we really need to study and just play our role. It's not playing. It's just live your role. Like, just don't overstep those boundaries. And oneness and unity will thrive there. So that's all I have to say on
An image come to my mind when y'all was speaking. First, when you meet somebody, you plant the seed in the ground. Just planting seeds. Okay? Because life has already tilled the ground. And then y'all meet each other and the seed is planted. I like you like me. That's that seed. Okay? It's a seed has to grow a vine and grow a root. And so that's the process of time of you liking each other. Because I don't even know if you my friend. I like you. I like what you're saying. I like how you look. But I had to have some time for that seed to be in the ground. Me liking you got to develop into a friendship. And then that's when it's planting roots. You planting roots in me. Like, yeah, I'm more just like him. I think I might be kind of loving him. And we getting to know each other and, figuring this out. What we going to do, how we going to do it. And then it's got to grow up into whatever that part is. The stalk comes up.
Sprout.
Yeah, the sprout comes up. So now we blossoming in this thing, We having our trials and our errors, We having our trigger points, and we sit down and communicating, and we discussing our likes and our don't likes. You know what I'm trying to say? A lot of time people bring the physical in too fast. Because the physical is the one deceives you to make you infatuated in thinking that you're really in love, but you really just infatuated and blown over heels about this person. But it seems like that it's love. Love is developed with time. It's aged. It don't just come overnight. Like I tell my grandsons, when you go to school, them are not your friends. They are your buddies. Your buddies. And over the process of time, when they proven their self and they earned, friendships are developed over years in a process for you to be my friend. You ain't gonna just walk up to me today and I just met you in the classroom. That's my friend right there. No, we ain't on no childish stuff. That's how kids talk. Kids ain't deceiving because that person was nice to me and shared their toy. That's my friend. Oh, that's my man. He opened up the door. He bought me a meal. He stayed over, girl. He helped me clean my car, girl. Girl, how long y'all been knowing each other? Girl, I just met him last week. And then when the man, y'all done had time, or the woman, y'all done put a little bit of time in it and getting ready to sprout up. And, now, he don't move the way I want him to move. She ain't moving the way I want her to move because she done begin to intertwine into stuff prematurely. It wasn't time for it. Yeah, I had to learn that the hard way because I rather rock with men than women. I'm not one of them loose women, but women, they catty. They're very competitive, and especially with our bodies. Our bodies is our weapon. And if we tell the truth out there, women, our bodies is our weapon. So, me being a strong woman, I don't come for a man's body. I'm coming for your mind. Because the mind carries power. And you can be seductive in such a way in getting to understand a man's mind that his body will just line up. Like, ooh. And a woman's body will line up. But what some people tend to do is they go for all this. Woo! Boy, look at him. Ooh, I'm going to get that. And then Me, myself, being a young girl that was taken advantage of in every way you can think of, even by my own loved ones, and my thoughts being distraught, like the only thing that's working good for me ain't this, from the neck up, it ain't this. It's this, what everybody been taking. So now, how I'm gonna get a man is his weakness. It's this. So I became a stripper. So I could manipulate and control their minds with my body, cause they don't want this. They don't want this. They don't want where my heart is. They want where these breasts flow. So now let's play them at their same game. So really what's going on in the world today, I almost said that word. Who can bring passion the most? Who can be more seductive? Who can be more, you know what I'm saying? Who got it? Who got the best this? Who got the best that? Everything is sexually driven. To nobody is trying to sit down and lay your head in my hands and let me stroke you and let me listen to your thoughts and let me listen to your fears and let me listen to where your passions are. When you plan into somebody's mind, that's where the real intimacy is. When you bring in the physical, that's where the body mass is. But that's not gonna, the body mass is somebody always better than you in the body. Somebody with a better figure, somebody with more of a better boom boom. You see what I'm saying? It's always. So one woman had to sit me down at the age of 23 when I got out of prison. And the way that I used to gain them back then was through intercourse, not intimacy. So I had to bring myself away into celibacy again, where rape ain't got me, molestation don't got me, trying to use my body to find me a man or a boyfriend or somebody just to love me. I had to steal away with my own thoughts, my own mess, my own pain, my own suffering. I had to get still and bring that passion to me. Mm-hmm. I had to embrace and bring myself intimacy. So before I allow him to enter into me, I brought myself intimacy. And I had to learn how to stroke my own ego, stroke my own desires, stroke my own passions. So what she was saying to me, before you allow any man to come into you, you have to learn how to have intimacy with yourself. That means sit with yourself. Learn yourself. Be still with yourself. Take time out with yourself. So then when God allows him to come, I ain't going to need him to be what I need, because I'm already what I need. He just bringing something to the table to increase and enhance what I already got going on in my life. And so it's very essential for us as people to be patient. And that's what we don't like to do, is patience, and then it's a process. So when we learn how to be patient with ourselves first, then we learn how to be patient with others. When we go through our process in tweaking ourselves first, then we know how to handle the process of relationship. Because that's how it's going to be until it pans itself out over years, and then we ready. Ain't nobody, if a woman or a man tell you that you they person and they just met you in this type of society and time that we in, you better run. Because the type of society in we is a microwave society. Everybody want right now, real quick, right now, real quick, right now, real quick. Okay, now, oh, dude, I done gave you a year, man, you don't know, you ain't ready, and whatever. Now, you done went through a whole blizzard with them suckers, and you still at the end of the storm, and the storm ain't even cleared, and you want me to do what? Marry you? You want me to buy you a house? You want us to live with each other? We damn near one door and killing each other. So patience is a virtue. It's like fine wine. When you allow the fragment of the process to take place, where you grooming and whining, dining, and adorning yourself as a virtuous woman. I'm talking about ain't no man gotta stroke me, baby. I know how to stroke myself. Ain't no man gotta please me, not pervertedly, but I know how to please myself mentally. I know how to sit still in myself. I know how to wait. I know, so when I go out and I walk by a strong dude like you, I may not be everything that you like in looks, and I may not be, but my fragrance, the fragrance of me being still and me waiting and me taking time to figure me out, that fragrance come past you as you say, it's something about that lady right there, not that woman. See, we all women when we get 18. But to become a lady, you got to be able and went through the process of time. And you have to be mentally changed. And you say, it's something about that lady right there. And you just can't take your eyes. What is it about that lady? Ooh, it's something about that lady. It's the fragments of what she worked on herself. Like I admire about you. People see Granddaddy Low and they see Logan, but I know Aquan. I have seen Aquan, who I birthed, be Aquan. Then I seen him be Logan, and then I seen him be Granddaddy Low. And I can respect all three because all three are one. And so now to see you on the process and a journey of your life in relationship, fatherhood, being a husband, being all of the amazing things that you have become, guess what I enjoy about you the most? It's not being my son, but you being free and learning yourself. That's what's important.
All right, everybody. It's been a process to get here to this point in life. It's been a lot of ups and downs, but I'm happy to be here. I'm happy that we could come and have this conversation and be completely transparent with each other. Hope that y'all find a lot of value in these types of conversations. As y'all can see, I don't try to hide nothing. My daughter's over here doing her thing. She want to be in the spotlight most of the time. And this is actually the first time when I've shared my mom with anybody. So if you don't feel very honored to be in this space, because I'm protective of mine, and that's because I know the value of my mom. So I don't play with it. I also don't play with myself. So, just to conclude everything, relationships are a constant. There should be a constant give, but there should also be a constant take. Take what you're giving and give what you're taking. No, take what another person is giving you and be able to give yourself to them so that they can take you. You should all be just open and vulnerable. It's enough of competition with men and women. You have to learn how to exist harmoniously. Um, and then back on the microwave generation, man, when you understand oven game, meeting somebody, people don't even give time to get the oven on 350. Like you can go in there to an oven and put it on 350. It's gonna take you some time.
Gotta preheat.
Yeah, you can turn it on 350, walk away, do some other stuff, come back, and then wait till it preheat. And sometimes you gotta understand 350 ain't enough to cook what you got going on. All right, 350 to cook something basic, a pizza. All right, real quick pizza. That's gonna take you 15 to 20 minutes. You can put it in the microwave, but the texture ain't gonna be the same. The continuity of it's not gonna be the same. It ain't gonna give you that same flavor as it was in the oven. Now you cook something something more fulfilling, a pot roast, a turkey, a whole chicken. You're gonna have to turn it up to 450, which means you're gonna have to wait even longer for the oven or the environment or the relationship to reach operating temperature before you put the content of what you want to eat inside of the oven. So you're not giving yourself, you're not even, you taking something that's supposed to take 450 and above and you're trying to put it in at 350 and wonder why it ain't cooked all the way in 5 and 10 minutes because you didn't pay attention to the directions. You didn't give time for things to heat up where they were supposed to so that what you wanted could actually be cooked. And you thought it was supposed to only happen in 30 minutes. No, sometimes you gotta learn how to slow cook that thing. And if the temperature is low, it's gonna take even longer. But understand that time that it took cooking it at that low temperature, now the meat's falling off the bone. So when you didn't cook it at 450, now you put it in. If only way your oven can only temperature your oven or your relationship can reach is 350, understand it's going to take an even a longer amount of time because it's going to take you slow cooking it. But sometimes we all understand that even in cooking, when you slow roast something, it's even better. Once you let it take overnight, once you really get into it, you pick it up, it's just falling off the bone like dang. So operate at your temperature in your relationships. Don't try to if y'all can only reach 350, hey man, understand it's gonna take longer. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean that the relationship isn't going to be good, because it's going to be great, but y'all gotta understand it's gonna take longer. But if you can cook stuff at a higher temperature and stuff like that, and it can get ready in a decent amount of time, then that's your operating temperature. But find your operating temperature, work with your partner, and come together. And I'm gonna let y'all drop the conclusion.
I feel like you did great.
Amen.
I really can't add to that right now. I really am honored to be here with you and your mother. She is so amazing, so beautiful inside and out. And I thank you for pouring into me today. I really, really, really do appreciate this. And I hope you don't forget about me after that. I need you, girl. No, but I'm grateful. I thank you so much.
All right. There you go.
I'm honored to be on the platform of Granddaddy Low. I'm honored to have him as a son. Just to be able to be in this chair was different today. I'm honored to be sitting with Tam. She is just beautifully amazing. Just not your outer appearance. You have just like this this agape, like an old soul type of love to you, a jazz. Cause I don't rock with many, but I can rock with you. So I really truly enjoyed like your input. I received a lot of great information from you. I received a lot of great information from Logan. I'm just thankful for you, the people that would be tuning in to watching this casting, that we put our love, we put our truth, we put our quality time into this. I appreciate just being able to be a part, and I appreciate the flow this was good. This was good. This is my first time ever talking about relationships out loud. So I appreciate the opportunity.
All right, everybody. Thank y'all for tuning in to this episode of The Low Show. I'm your host, Granddaddy Low. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave us a lot of comments, and share this. Let me know what you want to hear from next. But as usual, you can always catch me on Go on The Low Show. We'll holler at y'all.